Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Play the Hits. This is Doom Eternal. Nick, how you surviving this week, my man?
It's been a week, let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Yeah. I've heard you're having a good time, enjoying the lovely spring weather, as it were.
Well, that's the thing. I am. I'm. This is my first sign on here from the new computer.
Oh, that's right. So you're fully set up now.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started. Yeah, I've spent a solid 6 days moving files from the old computer to the new one.
Oh yeah. So is it all
Yeah,
pretty much
yeah.
like games, or do you have any like work shit, photos?
Oh, the work stuff was easy. I mean, that
Yeah,
was literally just drag and drop in
right.
a folder.
Do you use any
Oh
kind
my
of like
God, the
cloud
game
service?
stuff. Uh, yeah, the Steam Auto Cloud service, and let me just tell you right now, that is bull crap.
Oh, I was actually thinking more like for your work stuff, because like one thing that I really enjoy is just Microsoft OneDrive. I can access anything from essentially any device I own.
No, Chris, I'm an old dinosaur. I just
Flash drives,
okay, if
gotcha.
I yeah, exactly. That is my solution, and I refuse to change until I'm forced to.
I gotta tell you, it took me a while to get there, especially because um, I was kind of in this weird limbo for a while where, my mobile device is an iPhone because I have all my music through Apple. And everything
I
else
don't know
I
what you're
own.
talking about. All of my music is on an iPod.
Yeah, exactly. See, Apple.
I
Um,
literally don't know what you're talking about.
well, so I subscribe to Apple's music service, cloud storage, and all of that good stuff. But I for the longest time only knew how to use Windows computers, but a lot of my superfluous stuff was Apple. Like I owned an iPad and a couple of other things, and I figured, what the hell? Let me switch to a MacBook since I need a new
Oh God,
computer.
why are there giant COVID virus things floating around?
You're seeing COVID everywhere.
Get it away!
Everyone
Get it
stop.
away!
But yeah, so I made the switch to a MacBook last year, and I went kind of all in on the Apple ecosystem, and now everything is interconnected. But I'll be damned if I'm going to learn how to use anything but Microsoft Word. Fortunately, though, I can still access OneDrive across all Apple devices, so I have basically everything perfectly interconnected, where like if I forget something or need to do something, there's never like a hassle of doing a jump drive from my work computer to my home computer or anything like that. It's
Do
just,
you get like $5 from Microsoft if I switch to OneDrive or something? Is this a
yeah.
sponsored stream?
Yeah, actually, you could really help me out by upgrading my memory by signing up. No, but no, it's nice. It's just good to be able to have everything across all devices.
You know what's not nice is
COVID-19.
Steam's promise to like, oh yeah, with Steam Cloud, you just upload your saves to the cloud, and you can move it to a whole new computer.
You
Yeah,
never
I
have
just
to
want to
think
say,
about it again.
I
Bullshit.
just want to say, there's numerous statements wrong with that program, or with that statement. The first being assuming that every game you have
Oh.
on Steam is going to upload to the cloud. Secondly, that anything uploaded to the cloud is your save in the first place.
Yeah, and not your save from like 6 years ago, which is the last time
No,
it synced.
so I will go on my 60-second rant here. So like I've found that if your save is A, from a newer game, and B, stored in the app data common file, you're okay. However, if your games store in documents or local low or anything like that, no, you're just out of luck. You gotta manually go and look for the save
Oh, of course.
and put it on a flash drive and then move it over to the other computer.
That sounds lovely. I'm glad I haven't had to do that in quite a while.
Sounds a lot like how I manage my music.
See, now, I I went for
I don't listen to music, I just listen to Brian Sanderson now.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, Brian Sanderson. Okay, so you gotta help me out here. The audio voice, the audio book for the Stormblood
Stay
Chronicles.
on topic.
Say that again?
Stay on topic.
What topic are we even on right now?
I think I'm actually done complaining about moving files over to my computer.
Okay.
So yeah, long story short, 159 games down, 1 to go, and that would be Witcher 3. That's all I gotta move over now.
Oh, it's the biggest one.
And that's because I was literally saving that one for last. Well, actually, Ghostlands Recon was the biggest. That was only 80 gigs, and I was like, nuts to that. That's saved in my documents. I'm
Yeah,
50% sure that one is saved. So. But now you piqued my interest. Every time I do a stream, I'm more and more in love with the Stormlight Chronicles.
You know, it starts,
archives.
like I said, it starts off so fucking slow, but then when it sinks its hooks into you.
Unforgivably slow, to the point where I think some of this is Stockholm Syndrome. But go on, you had a question?
No, you're right. The first book, just, you could almost skip to the last 3 chapters and be good. Anyways, my question for you. The male voice for that audiobook,
go on.
is it Garrus? Is it Garrus from Mass Effect?
No, but I keep saying it's Mark Meer, and it's not.
Who is it? Because it was driving me nuts.
I don't want to get his name wrong here. I literally have it on my iPod over here, right in front of me. He's really famous because him and Kate Reading did the Wheel of Time series. Michael Kramer.
Right?
Yeah.
So, Michael Kramer?
Michael Kramer. No, you're thinking of Garrus Vakarian's voice actor, which was not Michael Kramer, but the guy who starred in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days?
Really?
He's like from
No wonder I love him.
Rom-coms. Yeah.
But for some reason, when I heard his voice, the first thing that came to my mind was Garrus, and I'm not sure why.
He has that kind of dry, nasally voice.
He does, yeah. Maybe
oh
that's
my
all
god,
it is.
hold on a sec here. Okay, sorry, I was looking up Michael Kramer. Is Michael Kramer married to Kate Reading? What a weird thing to say.
Isn't Michael Kramer also the true name of the Jigsaw Killer from the Saw movies?
So you'd know better than I would. I have never watched a single Jigsaw.
I watched the first 2, and I was like, okay, I think I've seen what
I've
there
heard
is
those
to
were
see.
the best.
Yeah. Well, and it's a sliding scale with those films, but it at least had a unique premise for the time it came out, and after the second one, I just decided that I was in good shape. Seen what there is to see. But yeah, I actually finished the oh shit. You guys get nothing. You will have nothing from me.
I think that was literally a quote from Lord Humongous from Mad Max 2, and I only know that because I watched it today.
Oh, really?
You will get nothing.
You will have nothing from me, fool. Alright, who's still alive?
But anyways, you were gonna say something.
Garrus Storm. Oh, I finished the second book the other week.
You're just not gonna give me a chance to catch you, are you?
Well, I've got like a 3-month head start on you.
A valid point.
But I finished the second book last week, and
Three-quarters of the way through the first one. I'm making progress, damn it.
You're moving a lot faster than I am, so you'll probably be caught up in no time, especially since I'm not jumping right into the third book, but I'm gonna finish the...
I got a segue. I kind of want to do a palate cleanser and read another bit of Isaac Asimov.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna finish up the Sympathizer, which I started, and then figured, well, why read 2 giant books at once? Though the Sympathizer is nowhere near as giant.
I will admit, like I said, I don't know if it's Stockholm Syndrome or what, but yeah, I'm coming around on it.
Yeah, and by the end of the second one, I am totally in. Like, I will probably be picking up the new ones when they come out.
I really, really wanted to hate Bryan Sanderson after reading the last of the Wheel of Time, but that's what happens when you give someone an honest.
I'm still surprised.
An honest go.
I'm still shocked that he's the one that they had to pick that up after the original author died.
You can read those last 3 books, and you can kind of tell the Frankenstein's monster of what's Sanderson and what's Jordan.
Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's passable. It's fine. You probably won't even like kind of notice the Frankenstein seams, if you will, on the monster.
What
But
the fuck?
like, it's. I mean, all things considered, if you're trying to end a series like that, that's honestly the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Like, he did a fine job with the material he had.
Okay.
And the thing is that's even to his credit, because he didn't just like go in and make it his own thing. Like, it still sounded like a Jordan book, even though that's not what I consider a compliment.
Yeah.
He made sure to keep his ego checked,
Which is kind of interesting because when you read
which
Sanderson,
I respect that.
When you read Sanderson himself, he's got his own unique thing. He can't. I still say that he can't really write women very well, but
I don't write men very well myself, but
but
he does world building, like, you know, he does world building amazingly well. So
I can't seem to do this one part.
I don't know. I would disagree. I think he writes women fine. I mean,
okay, he wrote Yasna fine.
Can I just controversial opinion? I don't mind Shalyn, but the fact
Shalyn drives me nuts.
The fact that you despise her so much tells me that a character arc is not coming my way anytime soon, so I'm hesitant to engage.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's more just like I have a problem with anytime they try to... What the fuck? Anytime they try to make a character that...
crushed in those Quickie Mart doors.
Right? That, like, insanely... I don't know if you would call her lucky or just everything. Like, this is clearly the character that we're supposed to be rooting for, and by extension, I can't stand her.
She's clearly a flawed character. I don't mind her situation as much as I mind every time he tries to write her as being clever, it falls so flat on its face.
That may be what drives me more nuts than anything about her, is that we're constantly being told how clever Shalyn is. And like
but yet she says nothing clever, yes.
Right.
Everything clever she says is just cringeworthy.
Yes.
But the thing
so much
is,
of her story is cringe. And then, like, I don't know. She.
I'm fine with her story. That's compelling because there's no way it can turn out well.
No, and that's the thing. Though. It keeps turning out well, and I'm like, how many stupid decisions is she gonna make? And we're meant to believe that this is all like, I don't know, just some kind of happy-go-lucky thing that she's got going on for herself.
That the Force willed it.
Yeah, pretty much, honestly. And I don't want to spoil anything, but it's just frustrating to me. Because there are characters like with like genuine motivations that I'm interested in seeing pursued, particularly Dalinar, and she just fucking gets in the way of all of it.
From what I've seen so far, I almost feel like her only real purpose is to introduce what I assume are the villains into the book, because I guess only she can see what I presume are the... I almost said the
assholes.
What were the villains called from Final Fantasy XIV? The Askians?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Like, I had Final Fantasy XIV vibes the whole time with the, It's not the Askians. Those are the villains from Book of the New Sun.
The
Ass far superior. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, the villain. I can't remember what they're called either, but I know what you're talking about.
The members of the Zodiac cult. But anyways, yeah. So I thought that was interesting. There was some good setup there, but it's like, okay, well, what do we do with this character beyond that?
Yeah. And honestly, like, I throw around the term Mary Sue a lot, but that's what she feels like. Like I said,
that's weird because your Mary Sue is typically your self-insert, which...
Well, it's like the beautiful, wonderful character that everybody, you know, wants to be like and should all strive to be at. It's a stupid concept for that reason. And like everything like they do, like their toast always lands jelly side up, you know, and that's
or jam in this case, Chris.
You mean to tell me that you think jam is superior to jelly?
No, I'm just saying there's a lot of references to jam in this novel.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, watch the jam, Nick. Watch the jam. It's significant.
Is it like watch the water, like the COVID conspiracy? Watch the water.
There it is. No, it's more like a Dr. Manhattan bullshit.
Well, that's something we can agree on wholeheartedly.
Love when they explode for me. Yeah, so Shallan, just not my favorite character because no matter how many times she dicks up like what the more interesting characters are doing, she always gets away with it. And like Sanderson's way of saying, you know, see, I'm not just letting the men drive the plot is that yeah, Shallan screws up and is insanely stupid, but then everybody worships the ground she walks on anyways. and I can't help but think to myself, like, if this made a lick of sense, people would be locking her in prison and throwing away the key.
I wonder what the fan community typically says about her character.
You know, I haven't let myself read any of the fan community about this. One, because I'm worried something's going to get spoiled. But then two, my experience with fan communities for fantasy novels has just been insanely toxic. So
you gotta look in the right places, though. I mean, you can kind of take a good amalgamation of some reputable sources to get a general feel for, like with the Wheel of Time. Everybody universally says, I mean, anyone female in the book, not well written.
Is that right?
He tried, but just yeah. Well, I mean, because there's 162 female characters and they all have the same personality.
See, oh god, I'm so stupid. For me, it was I think I told you before. I only read through The Dragon Reborn.
Yeah,
and that was when I was 13.
Which is fine.
So I remember next to nothing. But yeah, that's a shame. But
oh no, it's him again.
It's
the guy.
He's saying the things.
It's the Dalai Lama of evil.
the evil llama. But with Kaladin, I kind of felt like he was in danger of kind of flirting with Mary Sue territory, at least in the sequel, because once his
Kaladin in his trauma porn.
Yeah, well, and once he kind of starts to fight back and starts realizing his powers. Again, it kind of felt like, wow, look how awesome fucking Kaladin is. But he kind of course corrects a little bit.
Now,
nice.
Am I not supposed to know why he's a slave at this point, or did I just miss a throwaway line?
No. They'll reveal why he's a slave.
Okay, so this is very much like Stephen King's It, where we've got two timelines that are slowly syncing up there.
Yeah, all the flashbacks he's having with his father and his brother and everything.
I thought that was incredibly poorly done because, I don't know what we're leading up to here, but
it'll come to a head to kind of show you how he was enslaved.
Yeah, that's the thing is when I first started reading it, before I had gotten into it, the last thing that happens to him is, I guess a shard bearer attacks his unit, and I felt like that was a horrible setup, because, oh, okay.
Oh, that's the part you're at. You stopped right there?
No. That's in, the first 20 pages.
Shard bearer attacks his unit. Oh, and then it abandons that until later. Okay, I see what you're saying.
And I always thought, oh, I guess all of his friends were killed and he was taken into slavery.
Correct.
Okay. And I was like, wait, is there a mystery here?
Yeah, and once they revisit that, you'll kind of see how that came about.
That's one of the things I enjoy about the book is that, it respects your intelligence enough to, kind of let you piece some stuff together like that. Oh, all right, he's doing a thing. Yeah, Doom Eternal. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
You don't want to turn this into another Stormlight.
No, that's okay. I'm actually really glad I have someone to talk to about it because
that's
I'm
why
really
I picked it up, honestly.
I'm really enjoying the books, and I'm just glad that you didn't take it out of hand and just throw it away after the first 80 chapters of the first book.
I'll tell you this. Hey, look, man. If I can read Gravity's Rainbow, I can read this. All right, that was just the worst, most offensive book I'd ever read.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't
never put
challenging your
anything
intelligence. I just figured if you've been burned once with a book that takes way too long to set itself up, then you might not have the patience for it again.
I literally had that on my iPod for 2 weeks, and I was like, I can't do it. Can't do 46 hours of this.
Fool me once, Gravity's Rainbow.
But no, that's fine.
Yeah.
The thing though is, like, this is never a book I'm gonna pick up and reread, you know, because it's so large.
Oh, Stormblood.
Yeah. Now, as opposed to like Shadow of the Torturer or Dune or
Well, and you're talking to a
Black
guy
Company.
who's read and listened to The Godfather no less than like 8 times.
Well, yeah, that's because like that's a 10-hour audiobook. That's easy to read. Actually,
Yeah.
I think that's like 8, isn't it?
It's not overly long. It's you know there's a certain like sweet
able
spot
to be
for me for
re-listened
novels.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really enjoyable like 2 or 3 days to get through it.
You got me to read this, so I gotta get you to read something on my end.
Yeah, that'd be great. Especially since I've still got 2 months of sabbatical ahead of me, and I'm burning through my reading list insanely quickly.
Well, Shadow of the Torturer or the Black Company, either's a good decision.
Oh yeah, I've heard you talk about Black Company before.
Black Company is, oh man, that funny enough, it's like I started out hating that book too, and it ended up becoming one of my favorites. It's got a lot in common with, it's like a great value Stormlight Chronicles.
Oh, interesting.
Stormlight Archives, yeah.
I want to call it Stormlight Chronicles too. I don't know why.
Because I keep confusing it with the King Killer Chronicles, which is in the same vein of sci-fi or high fantasy.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, on your end, you were talking about The Godfather and how it's kind of just the right length. If you want another book just like that will scratch like a mystery itch, I finished up Shutter Island. Not too long
I'm actually
ago.
trying to get my hands on Wise Guy, which is the novel that Goodfellas was based on.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Shutter Island was based on the novel?
Yeah. Shutter Island was a damn fine novel before it was a damn fine Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
One of his good movies.
Yeah. Shutter Island was one of those films that kind of completely changed how I saw an actor in a really positive way. Like Leonardo DiCaprio, I kind of thought I knew who he was as an actor and what to expect from him, but no, he's an artist. I was sold on him after that movie.
He's a competent actor.
He really is. Like, everything he does is always, if nothing else, his performance is enjoyable.
You know, it's funny because I watched
Obi-Wan.
I almost said This Is Up. Don't Look Up.
Don't Look Up. Whoops.
And it's on Netflix. It's about a meteor that's going to hit the Earth, and
I gotta tell you, if you have any Netflix recommendations for me after the sheer joy that was Midnight Mass, I take your word as gospel. Yeah,
that's literally all I got is Midnight Mass. That is the only thing I've seen fit to recommend to people.
It's a hell of a recommendation, though.
Still, literally, I think the best thing I've ever watched. But speaking of what wasn't good,
yes, I just microwaved that giant brain.
Yeah, Don't Look Up was a giant piece of shit. But at the very least, I could see Leonardo DiCaprio was trying to earn his paycheck. So, you know. Which I assume like 80% of the budget went to his salary anyway. So
yeah.
I guess And
You're
I guess
probably right on that.
The other 19% went to Jennifer Lawrence.
Was Jennifer Lawrence in Shutter Island?
Oh no, I'm talking about Don't Look Up.
Oh, Don't Look Up. I'm like, what? How old was she? Like 7? Yeah, no, the book Shutter Island, it inspired me to see the movie, and the movie inspired me to get the book like 20 years later.
That's a little bit of a heavy lift. Like, does a book inspire you to watch a movie? I mean, it's not like
Yeah, usually, if I read the book first, I don't want to see the movie.
This one time I heard Martin Luther King talk, and it inspired me to become an activist. Like, I read the book, and I thought I'd check out the movie.
Well, I guess I did that for Dune.
It
Dune.
didn't elevate you to higher planes of intellectual thought and existence,
No.
right?
But you're right. Usually when I see when I read the book, I kind of want to avoid the movie because I'm worried it'll be ruined for me in some small way.
That's an interesting topic of conversation if we want to kind of pursue this a bit. Is there a particular book or movie, or I guess media item in general, that changed you in a significant way?
Oh, good question. Like something that I saw that kind of changed my outlook on something.
Yeah, and
That's the gist of the question.
And I'll go first if you want it as an example.
Yeah, go for it.
Partially because this dovetails. So, Shadow of the Torturer, the first book in the Book of the New Sun series, which I did recommend.
Oh, this was a secret, and I already got it. Sorry, go on.
That fundamentally changed me because, like, I get irritated when I feel like something is wasting my time. And that book is so vague and strange. Eventually, I just couldn't keep up anymore, and I threw up my hands. I was like, but I'm not angry. This whole book is one big, bizarre fever dream, and clearly the author just wants me to be along for the ride. And you know what? I'm enjoying the ride, even though I don't know where it's going. And I'm probably describing this poorly, but that was transformational for me because I started enjoying a lot more books and movies after that. Like, you know what?
Oh, damn it.
I don't have to understand. I just have to enjoy, like, okay, am I enjoying this? Am I just present in the moment, if you will? Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. And, I don't know. I think... Oh, shit. Not to bring up the same book twice. And
This
it's
is
such
a
dumb,
weird room.
It's a stupid puzzle. Like, some of the platform... The one critique I'll have for this game is that some of the platforming puzzles are not the best. And I missed it, of course.
This is just getting me nauseous looking at it.
It's not my favorite.
But anyways, you were saying.
Yeah, not to bring up the same item twice, but The Godfather really, like...
I knew you'd say that because, you know.
Well, it turned me on to a whole genre. Like, I had never really been into anything crime-related before that. And once I read it, I started reading a whole lot of other, like, kind of crime-based novels.
You reference Godfather quite a bit, so I was not surprised by that.
What the actual fuck?
This is
okay.
irritating.
I've got to take a second here. I think I've got to be doing this wrong.
Yeah. This is not exactly.
So, I'm pretty sure what I have to do is get to that and then let it take and then jump from that to there, but I can't seem to get the jump down properly. So this lowers that grading there. And then, am I supposed to jump like I've been doing here? Jump from this to that?
Welcome to our Half-Life 2 stream.
Yeah, right? Only without the helpful physics canon. No. Alright. I think that is straight up what I'm supposed to do. Okay. Come on, dude.
I don't think that's correct. Call me crazy. Do you have a double jump?
Yeah. And I'm using it. It's just not... Okay, I apparently didn't hit it that time. Okay, my double jump isn't working now. That's cool.
Did you run off the platform?
Oh my god. Sorry. Did I run off the platform? Yeah, I probably did, and that's why it wouldn't let me jump the second time. Okay, I'm gonna try something different.
I mean, I think that'll technically work, but I don't think that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. No, hold on a second. Nope, just get on top of... If I can perch myself on that grating there. Okay. Now what if I...
try and AoE it?
Oh! Yeah. Except he's like butter once he gets on top of that.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that puzzle works, Chris.
Well, I mean... Okay. So,
well, what are those grates for? Can you, like, hang on those?
I think they're just to piss me off. I've done this before.
This doesn't look correct.
Something... I'm missing something. Or maybe it's just, you know, get good and stop complaining about it. Oh, cool, Chris. I mean, maybe... Yep, that was it. Hang on to it, you jackass.
That was weird.
I almost blew it, too. Huh, yeah, I guess that's it. Just quit being a little bitch and do what the game wants you to do.
I don't know, it still looked convoluted to me, but...
Oh, it was. Like I said, the game's at its best when it's not doing platforming puzzles. I know they're meant to break up the action a little bit, but... Who else wants a piece? But no, Doom is definitely a run-and-gun shooter and not a platform explorer shooter.
Well, I mean, you know, they always had, like, fun little pieces of, you know, set pieces in their games. Not quite puzzle territory. That was more Duke Nukem's territory.
Yeah.
Enough.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
But you gotta do something to break up the action, right?
Right. Is that gonna come slamming back down on me?
I was expecting something to happen, but then nothing happened, and I don't know how I feel about that. It was like J.J. Abrams.
Star Trek.
It was like Ryan Johnson directed that
Star
part.
Wars.
He subverted my expectations.
Oh yeah. Secondly, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Wouldn't it be cool if there were a Star Wars show that took place mostly on Tatooine, Nick?
Is there a Star Wars spinoff?
Yeah, Obi-Wan came out today.
You know what else happened today? They announced that they're also coming up with another live-action series called Skeleton Crew.
Wait, is that based on the Stephen King short stories?
Yeah, I think Stephen King is a great fit for the Disney universe.
Oh, you're fucking with me.
No, there's literally another series in development called Skeleton Crew. I know nothing beyond that.
And it's going to be on Disney?
Yeah.
Then I'm guessing it's not based on the Stephen King novellas.
I'm sure with a name like Skeleton Crew, it sounds a lot like Star Trek Below Deck, you know?
Yeah, a little bit.
Seriously, Obi-Wan came out today?
Yeah.
Wow, they are just defecating those shows out as quick as they can, huh?
Yep, in order to keep people subscribed. They figure if they release one every month, then you can't possibly have time to unsubscribe.
You can make other things other than Star Wars to keep people subscribed.
Nick, come on.
Well, valid point, because, like, you know, deserts are
no,
pretty
you're
cheap
absolutely
to film
right.
in.
Poor shit.
Deserts, it's almost like you don't need a permit, and it's cheap to film in.
It is, but
you only
holy
have to pay
shit,
for
like,
it once.
You know, we've made this joke on the channel before, like, why does everything interesting in the Star Wars universe only happen on Tatooine?
Because Star Wars is intellectually bankrupt. They have Palpatine, the Empire, the Skywalkers. That's it. That's all they fucking got, Chris.
They also have.
It ain't no Dune.
Boba Fett, and
yeah, they got him. They
what's her
dusted
name?
off that fossil.
Ming-Na, who's unusually hot for a Star Wars side character.
Oh yeah, I remember her character. She's
the assassin who works with Boba
she
Fett.
Well, no, I'm trying to think of character traits to describe her, and
Sexy female assassin. What
I
else do you
mean,
need?
yeah, but you know, I'm trying to think of any character traits to describe her.
I already said her only trait: sexy female assassin.
Wow, that's almost like tokenism, right?
Almost, except it's Ming-Na Wen. So, please, sir, use this shotgun on me. Acquired this weapon I already had.
Oh, now you gotta put him out of his... I expected a bit more.
A pat on the back.
This reminds me of... Oh, man. This reminds me... Did you ever play through Soma?
Oh, no, but I've been meaning to. That's one that we should do sometime.
We should. That was dark. That was one of those few games that made me feel something.
Ooh. Okay, well now it's been sitting in my playlist for the better part of 2 years, and I haven't touched it.
I've been
waiting to do it on Play the Hits.
That's got such a good ending stinger that even to this
really?
day I just kind of smirk. Oh, it's great.
I am excited.
It's also got some other cool things in there too. I don't know. One of us should play that.
Yeah. Test out your fancy new computer.
Oh, hey, I've already tested that. It works wonderful.
Not that Soma is a graphical powerhouse or anything, but
no, but it's a good leaping off point.
Yeah. Oh, so you're pleased with the computer's performance, huh?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I had gotten the computer last time we chatted. I just hadn't used it yet. Why
Right.
did he feed him to himself?
Because it's Doom Guy.
Oh yeah, this is wonderful. I'm so relieved that this works the way that I had hoped, that all the parts that I ordered are in it. That's just such a big relief.
Have you tried anything like relatively new or graphically intensive yet, just to see how
I've tried a couple things and it's worked good. There's no chug, there's no strain. I haven't
anything with like RTX or sorry, ray tracing or
no, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to run Witcher 3 at max settings, and then...
Oh, you should have no problem with that.
It'll get put through its paces once I decide to start playing Elden Ring. That's basically what I'm looking
right.
to.
That was kind of the whole Oedipus for picking up anew.
Yeah, because, you know, for some reason, a lot of damn trouble to play through Elden Ring.
Well, you know, they say, like, every generation has, like, that one game that kind of kicks off like the supposed next generation of graphics and hardware, and for a lot of people that's Elden Ring. Like for me it was Witcher 3 last generation. Like that's how I knew next gen had arrived.
Man, Witcher 3 is like by what, 6 years old now?
7, 2015.
Yeah.
And you know, it's still like is absolutely
it's
wonderful.
Still a benchmark.
Yeah, it looks great, it plays great, it sounds great. Like, you know, people loved FF7 on the PS1, right? But 7 years after it came out, can you imagine people still being like, wow, FF7 just blows me away? Graphically.
Yeah, I guess there really wasn't anything like 7 up to that point.
No, and again,
yeah.
Said it before, say it again. Still not my favorite Final Fantasy, but I appreciate it for what it is. But
no,
like,
I see what you're saying. I can appreciate like what it did with like pre-rendered backgrounds and stuff.
Yeah.
This is stuff that was out there already, but hadn't really Western audiences hadn't been exposed to it as much.
or it hadn't been done to that degree. But
this is just goofy.
It is. But that being said, though, like when you look at like how far consoles went from 1997 to 2004, I mean, we were almost at like the PS3 era at that point. So like 7 was notably dated by 2004.
Yeah.
Whereas The Witcher 3 has aged quite gracefully.
Yeah, but what does that speak to? Like, I mean, you can put in Mario 3, and that,
Oh yeah,
you know,
without
that
question.
holds up.
But I'm also not going to put in Mario 3 and think, wow, look at the graphics. Whereas like The Witcher 3, like I look at that game, and there's some like sweeping vistas and some just wonderful art design, and you know it looks good, and not just for its age.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
But like 7 looks good for its age, right? Witcher 3 just
7,
looks good.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Chris. I never thought 7 looked good, and I was a latecomer to the party for 7.
Maybe that's why.
7 has always just looked like hot, messy dog food to me.
No,
Like,
I understand. I understand that.
tell
It's
what I'm
it's like
looking
Lincoln
at.
Logs, the visual experience. But I distinctly remember like when I got a PS1 just to play FF7, and I do remember my mind being absolutely blown by the graphics.
I think it's not the graphics as much as all the tools it used to construct the world, because like I said, they had the pre-rendered graphics.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
But-
pre-rendered backgrounds.
But I mean, just everything looked so. I mean, it was 3D, even if it was pre-rendered backgrounds with 3D characters. Like the battles were 3D.
I think it was 3D. I think that was all it had going for it. I mean,
Yeah.
just I could never tear my eyes away from Cloud's stupid bowling ball, like bowling pin arms.
Oh, I know, but I mean, at the same time though, when I saw it, I gushed over it. Like it was like the future was now. I'm playing a
7
3D Final Fantasy.
7 was. I'll give you that. 7 was the necessary rough cut. You know, 7 had to crawl so that 8 and 9 could run, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. And like
that's what
8's
happens when you
graphics.
take a bold step forward.
Well, maybe
You know,
there's
in order
maybe
to
there's an even better example, because like 8's graphics like really blew me away. Like
well, because they had 7 to work with. 7 was they had to figure all that stuff out from scratch.
Yeah. And again though, but like 8 was 1999, and by the time 7 years had passed in 2006, we got Elder Scrolls Oblivion, and so like the open world era had kind of started in full force, and again though, so like 8 could not even compare to it, whereas I feel like The Witcher 3 does stand toe-to-toe graphically with a lot of modern games. And I could be wrong. Like people could look at The Witcher 3 and think, wow, what hot garbage this is. But I think it looks beautiful.
No, it still looks good. I still think 9 looks good to this day.
Oh
though.
yeah, 9's wonderful. I mean, 9 just did graphically what 8 did, only better. But it also did it second. So I use 8 as my benchmark more than 9. All right, now I gotta remember how to blow this thing.
You gotta figure out the secret to the ooze.
That's right.
The only one who knows the secret to the ooze is Vanilla Ice.
Go ninja, go ninja, go, go, go.
I feel like
ninja,
there was a
go.
better joke in there. I'm just too tired to set it up.
No, yeah, I think it was a fine joke. Crap, why can't I remember what to do here? So I've got to shoot something from this through that platform that I raised into that, but I can't remember how to do it. Oh, that's it. Yep, okay. It's just that easy. Thank you.
I mean, they're decent puzzles. They don't need to be here, but
Well, no, just that
decent.
just that jumping one pissed me right off. Because I felt like I was doing something wrong when really it was just like, do what you're doing better.
Alright, so you said the Obi-Wan show came out. Have there been any reviews? Have you watched it?
I haven't watched it yet. I'll probably watch the first episode after this, but I'm not expecting much. Because, again, like, how many
Is
shows...
there a story there that needs to be told? Like,
No,
I understand the
that's
Mandalorian
the thing.
and
Like, it's like,
Boba
here's
Fett.
what happened to Obi-Wan after Revenge of the Sith. He's
He stayed on
guilt-wrapped.
Tatooine
Well,
and became a weird hermit.
Yeah, right?
That's
Like,
what
do we
happens.
really need a whole series about that? But apparently,
Yeah,
like,
we already
there's
got it.
something
It was
like
called
Princess...
Star Wars: The Clone War, the animated series, and it was great.
Apparently, there's something like Princess Leia gets kidnapped and he gets called back into action. before he gets called back into action in A New Hope.
By who? The Jedi are all gone.
I don't know.
By who, Chris?
Probably, what's her dad's name? Organa.
Isn't she married to Jimmy Schmitz?
Are we talking about Princess Leia?
Oh, no.
Because Carrie Fisher's dead, my man.
No, I mean, Jimmy Schmitz is the actor, not the character. I'm blaming the COVID for that one. I can't remember Jimmy Schmidt's character. Isn't Jimmy Schmitz's character...
I'm not sure who Jimmy Schmitz is.
He played... Lando?
No, that was Billy D. Williams.
No, who was the other black guy? The Star Wars universe has only got like 2 black guys.
So I can only think of Lando Calrissian and Finn from the new ones.
Okay, well, I guess there's 3. Hold on. Hey, I'm not racist.
No. The other black guy.
Yeah, otherwise known as Jimmy Schmidt. No, wait a sec. Hold on. Senator Bail Organa.
He's not black.
Okay, well, that was me being racist. He's more Hispanic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's maybe like Puerto Rican or something.
Is it wrong I know him more from Sons of Anarchy than...
Oh, he was in Sons of Anarchy?
Yeah, and he was great. He was like
That's the motorcycle gang
of season 5.
one, right?
That is Macbeth on motorcycles, my friends.
Macbeth on motorcycles. Thanks for the episode title, once again. What do we have here?
Yeah, hey, there's a series maybe worth watching.
Yeah, I remember you saying that you loved it, and I was like shocked because I'm thinking like, what does Nick have to do with Sons of Anarchy? But...
I don't love it like I loved
Midnight Mass.
Sorry, I was just getting that mental image in my head and processing it. I don't love it like Midnight Mass. I love it like in a schlock kind of way.
Oh,
like
okay.
It's not bad. It's good for an early 2000s, you know,
I don't know why, but
series.
I have a really difficult time with chewing on anything from the early aughts, and I'm not sure why. I think it's because it's like old enough where it's not impressive, but not old enough where I'm nostalgic for it yet.
I would say there's still a lot of good stuff to be had there. I mean, that was back
without
when
question. But I'm just
you
I'm
still
just saying,
produce
for some
made-for-TV series like on FX. I mean, that's what gave us Breaking Bad.
Sure.
After all,
I'm not saying that you're in any way wrong. I'm saying that for some reason it doesn't like tickle the nostalgia bone for me the same way that stuff from the 90s does.
I think there's a lot more there than what you realize if you like start thinking about it.
Oh, sure. But the fact remains, though, that for some reason it just doesn't appeal to me in the same way that stuff from, like, 1996 does.
Such as?
I mean, where do I begin? Chrono Trigger, FF7...
Oh,
FF6,
we're talking TV shows. I thought we were talking specifically TV shows.
No, just like any kind of media from the early aughts.
Well, I mean, that's easy, Chris, because in the early aughts, you were in high school and college. Your brain was A, did not have enough time, B, was not as scintillated.
I did hate high school a lot.
As impressionable as it was when you were a child. I mean, the stuff in the 90s isn't necessarily better. It's just that our brains were more permeable or susceptible to it.
That's absolutely true. You are 100% on the money there.
Believe me, I can tell you. I went back and I watched that old anime. What was it? Ronin Warriors. And I remember rewatching that last year. I was like, oh man, this was great when I was a kid. Let's see how it held up.
I was about to say, don't you dare insult Rurouni Kenshin.
Yeah, it didn't age well. I mean, it's certainly a product of the 1980s. I'll give you this. I don't have anything against Kenshin. It definitely had a stronger season. Season 2 was delightful. Everything else I could leave.
I don't actually have a sentimental attachment to Rurouni Kenshin. It was just the first thing that came to mind when you said samurai.
2 completely different series, unfortunately. Strangely enough, though, my favorite arc of...
go ahead.
of Rurouni Kenshin was the one that the author liked the least. So go figure.
Huh. That's interesting. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that was,
just to say that I'm not completely like burnt on the early aughts. Two anime series from the early 2000s that I enjoy to this day. I for some reason I can rewatch the first half of Death Note pretty much every year, and I still find something to enjoy. And I also very much liked Samurai Champloo.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Right up until L dies, Death Note I think was some of the most tense, like cat and mouse writing that I've ever seen in a non-literary work.
It was a clever concept that way overstayed its welcome. It should have
ended when L died. It really should have.
Yeah, well, in my opinion, it did, and instead, like, I have this memory burned in my head of like the Mafia has the Death Notes.
Oh
and
yeah,
they just
the
shot
Mafia.
it into space on a missile.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
I know, it was so stupid. Get
to the part where he writes people's names in the book.
Let's see him kill the people with the book again. But no, like the bits with him and L, I thought were just stupendous. Like
that
I have
early
nothing
awkward
negative to
phase
say.
where like no one understood what autism was.
Say that again?
That like early phase where like that early awkward phase where like media didn't quite understand what autism was yet.
Oh,
because Elle was autistic, right? Which basically meant
kind of
quirky and introverted.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Socially maladjusted somehow. Yeah.
You could say that too.
Right.
I did look. Cowboy Bebop was 1998.
Cowboy Bebop was that late?
90s. Yeah.
98, really? I thought it was earlier than that. I was thinking like same era as like Ranma One Half and Sailor Moon.
Not to be confused with. Did you know Sailor Moon was actually created as a reaction to Samurai Troopers?
What's Samurai Troopers? Oh no.
It's Sailor Moon with men.
Oh, okay. Oh, that sounds way less sexy.
It wasn't meant to be, but there is a fair amount of male nudity.
You also probably shouldn't call Sailor Moon sexy, given that, well, they're all like, what, 13, 14?
That's the least offensive thing you can say about... Yeah, I'm not going there.
You know, Sailor Moon had some interesting concepts, I remember. Like, I think it had, like, one of the first openly gay villains, and...
No, that was ostensibly gay. You're thinking of the openly lesbian... Ostensibly, it was never confirmed. Unlike the two.
No. Two of the bad guys in the. I don't remember enough to.
I thought two of the main characters were lesbians. Like,
yes,
it had
but before that, there were two of the villains were gay. And I can't remember their names.
I don't remember that, but I bet you any money it was like played for laughs.
Well, no. I remember it vividly because I had to like download a lot of the early episodes of Sailor Moon because there was no anime that got shown in Northwest Ohio in the 90s. So I had to go on like LimeWire and download these episodes, and it took forever. And sometimes...
Oh, really? You didn't just get your 90s anime off GeoCities? Like
Yeah, right. But at that time, like it wasn't clear whether I was downloading an English episode or a Japanese episode. So I would watch half of it in English, half of it in Japanese. And in the English, they changed the character to a female because he was androgynous looking enough that they could get away with
I got
that.
you now.
And
I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, and I can't remember their names. It's gonna drive me nuts. But yeah, there's two gay enemies. And when the one dies, that's when the other one like gets involved in the plot finally, because he's angry that they killed his boyfriend.
Oh, it's literally the plot to Mad Max 2 then.
Sure. Or you could say A Dog Day Afternoon, and I would have believed you. But God, fucking now, even though I wasn't alive, I gotta say, 70s cinema.
It's like The Simpsons with Kotos and Kang. Sorry, I had to look that up. Go on.
Kotos and Kang, guys. Oh, did you look up the Sailor Moon guys? Because it's gonna drive me nuts. Like, I cannot remember their names, and it's like on the tip of my tongue. But anyways.
Did you know that the guy in the Darth Vader suit was also the bodyguard from the movie A Clockwork Orange?
I believe he was also in Die Hard.
I can't verify that.
He's just a big German dude. Or
Was it Prince Diamond and Black Lady?
Oh.
That sounds racist.
Oh, hey, one of these guys.
That can't be right.
The trick with these guys is you gotta jump over him, you gotta shoot him in the tail. But he's not letting me do that. So I'm just gonna run around like a maniac with his head cut off.
I only know this because I was watching a stream on YouTube, and for whatever reason I paused it on screen where that bodyguard from Clockwork Orange is just folding his arms.
Man, A Clockwork Orange. So, going back to my point about 70s cinema, I didn't appreciate it at all when I was a kid. I just knew that a lot of
should you?
Well, some of the older movies that I enjoyed just happened to be made in the 70s. You know, I really liked Star Wars, of course, and then eventually I got into The Godfather, and like there was a common thread there, which is that the 1970s for some reason was just a really inventive time for movie making, because there wasn't like the big money-making powerhouse studios that there are now. Like, not everything was owned by Disney, and so they were actually competing with each other and like hiring like really creative directors. And
isn't the consolidation of everything just so incredibly depressing?
Yeah, it is, and for that
everything
reason,
is owned by like 3 things,
right? Because when you think of the 70s, you probably think of like cocaine and bell bottoms, right? and bad
Predator
haircuts.
and Die Hard.
No, Die Hard was the 80s. But
was it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was doing too much cocaine in the 70s to realize.
Uh oh.
Oh no.
System crashed.
Wait, did you crash? Did I crash? What's going on?
Nope, Doom crashed.
How awkward.
Well, that's fine because we're at 58 minutes. But to close my thoughts, yeah, the 70s just had really good movies, and so lately, like, I've been trying to just kind of dig up some of these kind of classics that I missed.
Was Taxi Driver and King of Comedy 70s?
Taxi Driver, King of Comedy, Bullet, Dog Day Afternoon, pretty much Al Pacino's whole career.
Heat. How about Goodfellas?
No, Goodfellas was actually, I believe that might have even been as late as like 1990. Because Goodfellas was kind of a
yeah, you might be right.
Goodfellas was a tribute to kind of the 70s crime movies. It kind of starred all the same guys, but doing like reprising their roles as the quote-unquote old men, and now they're reprising their roles again as the old men, except now they're actually old. Remember what I was saying about
1990. Oh my God, you're right.
Oh, I was right. Goodfellas was 90. And then The Godfather 3 was 91, I believe, because they were on that kick.
Oh, I was way off. Heat was 1995.
Heat is one I don't remember very well.
That was the bank heist movie. Everybody talks about it like it's this great crime movie, but it's really just got one really good 5-minute scene. It's got that famous speech where the bank robber gets up on the table and says, you know, we're not here for your money.
Right.
You're not going to lose a dime.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. But well, actually, I was going to say, you make a good point, because I mentioned Bullet among some of my favorites from the 70s, but really it's one car chase sequence, and the rest of the movie is pretty forgettable. But it's such a damn good car chase sequence.
But see, the thing is, you hold that up against like Predator or Die Hard, and it's just scene after scene after scene of pure gold.
Yes, you're absolutely right about that. Predator is one of those movies, in Die Hard, the original Die Hard. I unironically love both of those films.
Well, they're both directed by the same guy.
And I know everyone says this, and it's not a 70s movie, but you've got me on a tangent now. I unironically love Oh God. I completely derailed and lost my train of thought because I was thinking like great 80s action movies. But Blade Runner is what I wanted to say.
I've yet to watch. I've watched bits and pieces of that. I haven't like sat down and watched the whole thing for a long time, all the way through.
Everyone and their mom says they love Blade Runner, and so it's like a cliche, but it's just such a good, well put together film. It's
That was
like The
based on
Godfather.
a Philip K. Dick novel, right?
Yes, something about like not
Do
like men
androids
who.
dream of electric sheep?
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they took some definite departures from it. Like,
Well, they had to because the short story was like 26 pages long.
and his whole goal was just to own a sheep, I believe. Like that would have made for a
well, his
super
goal was
compelling
to write
movie.
enough pages to get it published so he could get more crack. But you know.
Oh no, I mean the main Decker in the book. His whole goal was to own a sheep, and that would have been a status symbol for him. It was a weird book, from what I understand.
Much like Nikolai from Gogol's Dark Souls.
Yeah. All right, dude. Well, hey, I'm not gonna reload Doom again since we're already at the hour mark.
Why bother? Because we didn't talk about it the entire
except for
time.
when it pissed me off. Except for when it pissed me off. So.
Doom Eternal has basically just been our piece to hang conversations on.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Which is fine because sometimes we need that.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But anywho, I'm thinking next time, it's a wonderful game and I love it to death, but it's going a little slower than I thought it would. So I'm thinking next time I'm gonna play with some really fun cheats just to let you see how over the top it can get and move through the levels a little faster.
Yeah, also there was something I thought you'd really enjoy that I think we should start as a project. Oh, Soma.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, dude,
right.
Soma. Like, I don't even want to wait till October. Like, let's do fucking Soma.
No, because I think you would get such a kick out of that, and that would be a good 4-episode stream. So
sweet. All right, dude. Hey, I hope you feel better. Get some rest and some liquids, and don't die on me.
Yeah, well, no promises.
No promises.
That
night, Nick took a turn for the worse. Unexpected. Oh God, Play the Hits just gets real dark all of a sudden.
Yeah, I've had mild COVID. All the exciting stuff is over. So
yeah. All right, dude. Well, hey, feel better.
Yep. Later.
Have a good night.